Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a super simple way to get some lighting in your game. Lighting is so important. And again, this is a real simple method I use to put a little bit of lighting, kind of like what you see here. See how this lights everything up? So I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get started. All right, so this is what we have. We have a scene here with it seems like some kind of an artifact object, and right now we have the lighting off, so you can see the difference of what it looks like when you don't have lighting and how much of a difference it actually does make. So we're gonna go ahead and pick this up, and then the shrine unlocks, but there's no lighting. So I'm gonna show you how to add lighting to the scene and improve it. So we'll come back here to our level design, and I gotta tell you guys, this is just a simple way to get you going with lighting. There's many other ways to do it. There's many other ways to do lighting using a lot more complicated methods, but I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible, and I'm trying to keep things as quick and agile as possible. So this is just a quick and dirty way to get some lighting set up to give you a decent look in your game, and it might be enough. It might be all you need. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So I'm going to go to my controller section, and I'm going to create a new object. I'm going to call it O lighting. And we're going to add a create event here. And what I'm going to do is create a surface in the create event. I'm going to set up a depth of just 100, just so what we're going to do is we're going to put this surface in front of everything. So it appears in front of everything in your scene. And we're going to create a new surface. All right, so now we instantiated a surface, and this is just so we can add some darkness to our room. I think the lighting makes the most sense when we can darken the room a little bit, and I'll show you how to make your room a little darker to kind of give your lighting a little more, it makes it a little more dramatic. So we're going to be working next in the draw event, and we're going to add just some code here for error handling. And what we want to do is, before we do anything, we want to make sure that this surface exists. We want to make sure that we've created the surface, which occurs here. This is where we've created it, and we want to make sure that it exists, that it hasn't been destroyed or anything before moving forward with the next couple of pieces of code. And then what we're also going to do is maybe do like a try catch, right? So if it doesn't exist, then let's go ahead and just create it. Sorry for my typos here. It's amateur hour here on the channel. And this is the same thing that we just typed over in the create event. We're just creating the surface if it's not existing, and this is just going to make sure that we don't have any errors with this code. So the way I like to do the lighting is with a simple sprite. Why not, right? I like to draw it. You guys know that already. I like drawing with my work, but I've made a simple glow effect, which you can see here. And I have two versions of this. I have a large one, and I have a somewhat smaller one, although I'll show you how you can get away with just using one if you want, and just scale it in your draw. But I prefer having two, just because when you scale it in Gamemaker, you lose a little bit of quality. So what I've done is I opened up Photoshop, and I just quickly created this large blurry white dot, and that's really all that I ended up doing. And I guess I'll show you that too. I'll show you how I do that. Let's open up Photoshop. And I have this is a 500 by 500 pixel canvas. And I think that this size that you choose is really dependent on the way that you want this glow to look in your game, which gives you a lot of control as a visual person. This definitely gives you a lot of control. So the way I like to do it is I like to first give myself a dark color as my background. And you can get a brush and use just plain white and just hit it right there in the center a couple of times. And that gives you a really nice look. And this is just using the soft brush. This is just a built-in preset. And from here, we can even apply a Gaussian blur. 5 pixels is good. And this just gives it an even smoother look. Then from here, we can disable the background, turn it off, go to File, go to Export, and just export this as a PNG file. PNG is important because that's what keeps your transparency. And then when you make your new sprite, right here, you can click Import and then just select that PNG, and it'll import it here. So that's how you get your nice glow sprite in Gamemaker Studio 2. Again, I have 2 of these, but you can get away with just 1. Anyhow, so back here, we're back at our lighting. We've made this object. We've adjusted the depth. We created a surface. We added some air handling to make sure that that surface always exists. And now we need something to glow. So in my level, I've chosen to have this artifact here glow. So that object, let's look for that object. This is the object I have here, which is just a fragment object is what I call it. And the glow effect is actually going to happen here in this lighting object. So what we'll do is we are going to have a with statement. So with our fragment object, we're going to set the GPU blend mode. We're going to adjust the blend mode here. And I'll show you why we want to do this in a second. Let's do a normal blend. I'm going to do a normal blend. And we're just going to draw the sprite. And we're going to do our small one for now. We're going to do our small glow because the big glow is huge. It's going to take up the entire room. 0 for the sub image. We're going to draw it right on the center of the artifact. And here's where you have your scale. This is where you can scale your actual glow. We can make it a little bit larger if you need to. We don't need to rotate it. We're going to just sort of paint it in white, and then the alpha value. This is, you can consider this the intensity of this glow, right? So for the artifact, we're going to go with like a 0.7. So it's not fully on, right? So it's not extremely bright. And then we're going to add a variable here to manage the darkness of the room. And I like adding it in variables just so that we can access it from the level editor. So we're going to add a new variable, and I'll just call it darkness. That's just what makes sense for me. And we'll do a default value of 0.5. And we'll play with that in a moment. So let's go ahead and add this lighting object. This is our game controller. This is our lighting object here. We're going to go ahead and add this already to our game. I'm going to move this game controller up here to where it belongs. I don't know why it ended up down there. And for the most part, this lighting object should be up here too. I like to put all of the objects that are running in the background of my game over there at the top left. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, and we already see that we have some glow effect already applied to our fragment. It's pretty bright. Again, we could always adjust this in code. So let's go ahead and continue polishing this up a little bit, and we'll probably add a glow to this shrine as well. So let's do that. So one of the things that I like to do is also darken the room a little bit. Let's do some of that. So we already added a variable here called darkness. Let's go ahead and apply that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set our GPU set blend mode to normal, on a normal blend mode. We're going to reset our surface, and then let's go ahead and draw to the surface. We want to draw to the light surface that we created, so that's what we're going to be drawing to. And we can just do 0, 0. This is where we're going to start our, we're going to be drawing something directly onto our surface, starting at 0, 0, which should be at the top upper leftmost of our screen with a scale of 1, with a Y scale of 1. The rotation is not necessary. White, and then the alpha value here that we're going to use is darkness. So if you remember, we have darkness over here. This is what is dictating the alpha value of what we are drawing to our surface. So let's go ahead and run it, and we should have a darker room now because we've lowered the opacity a little bit. Unbalanced surface stack. So we have an issue. Let's see. Where is our issue? Light surface, darkness. That seems to make sense. Ha! I think I forgot to stop running the game. We're trying to pop a surface that has not been set. We did not set our surface. So up here, we forgot to set our surface, you guys. Furthermore, we forgot to draw the surface black. Ha! Amateur hour. So, I forgot about that. Let's go light surface. All right. We have to set the target, obviously, and then we're going to be draw clear. We're going to be drawing it black, of course. Of course. Okay. So here we see now, we have darkened our room. We've darkened our room because of the darkness variable. Very dark. So one of the things I also like to do, I think it adds for a really nice look, is to subtract from the surface, from the darkness where the light is. And let's go ahead and do that too. Just to subtract some of the darkness here. So right before this, I think would make the most sense. We'll do a GPU set blend mode, and we'll use a different blend mode. We'll use a subtract blend mode. Draw sprite. And again, we're gonna subtract from the dark surface by the same size as our glow, keeping the scale the same, keeping the rotation at 0, and we'll do 0.5 actually. So we're not subtracting at the full amount of this glow, because I mean, you know, it's going to be too much, but we'll just see it. We'll just play with these numbers and see how it looks. And this is really what you have to do. You have to just play with those numbers and see what looks good for your level. So I think this looks a little bit better. What we've done here is we've removed some of the darkness from it, and this allows the gem to, the details of the gem to really shine through. Because before, the gem itself still had some of this dark overlay over it, and it'd be hard to see all the details inside of the gem. So by removing some of the surface off of the gem, we're able to see a bit more of the detail. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here for you guys, and you guys can have a better view of what I see. There, so you can see a bit more of the details coming through on the gem. So let's go ahead and add some of that same thing here to this spinning artifact that we got going on here. So this isn't going to be too difficult to replicate. This is why I like using this method, because it's really simple now to manage all the assets that you want glowing with a simple copy and paste. So we're going to go ahead and copy our fragment, and instead we're going to apply this to our shrine portal. And now we could just run our game and we should have some glow on the portal as well. So we'll pick our artifact out, and now we have some glow already applied just like that. Look how simple it was now to expand that. But for this, I want to use the larger glow. So we'll do the large one here. Let's take a look. All right, look at that. Anyway, you guys, this is a real simple way to get lighting, to apply lighting to the different objects in your game. Definitely not the only way to do it. There's many ways to accomplish this, but for me, this is just what works the best, what works the fastest. I definitely didn't come up with this. This is something that I've learned by viewing various tutorials on lighting, spending weeks watching tutorials and reading up on how to do lighting. And if you've seen someone else do this, it's probably a very common way to do lighting. I can't imagine other people not doing it this way. But anyway, I don't know exactly you know, where I learned this from, or where I may have seen this. So I apologize if somebody else did something exactly like this. I've been researching lighting for so many weeks already, that this is just a combination of all the things that I've learned that I'm sharing with you. It's just the quickest way to manage lighting in a game. I'm gonna show you how to manage this darkness real quick, because I think that's a really cool thing to do. So let's say in this level 3, if we go and click on our lighting object, that's our dash. All right, so here's our lighting. You can click on variables and you can edit this. So let's say we do 0.9. Let's run the game real quick. You should be able to manage individually in each room just how dark you want each room to be. Look how dark this is, guys. Look how cool this looks. So this might be too dark, right? It's really simple to go back and adjust this value. I just love this flexibility. You know, I'm a very visual person, so for me, I like to be able to just try it out. Try out different things and see like what looks good. And this lets you adjust the brightness level of every room. It lets you quickly add lighting to objects in your room, all from one primary lighting object. So from this one lighting object, as we add different elements to our game, we could just copy and paste and add lighting wherever we feel would make sense in our game. So super cool. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys use it. If you like what I'm coming up with, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and join in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this works for you. Let me know if you have a better way. It's really cool to see you guys participate in the comments and show me what you're working with. I always look forward to it. So thanks again for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks. Take care.